I'm the MVP. I'm the MVP of this league. The best basketball players in the world. I was honored with the MVP. The MVP, the best basketball player in the world. And when I lose, this is what I gotta go through. When I lose, I can't win them all. I'm human. I'm just like y'all, man. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You might be a little better than me in your eyes, or the people that love you in their eyes. You might be a little better than me, but you human. You just like me, right? You just like me. You ain't no different. You just like me. You bleed just like I bleed. You cry just like I cry. You hurt just like I hurt. I ain't no different than you.
Best way to start a speech, and the way that I hope all of you use from now forward, is the same way we start a story to a child. But in business, you don't hear Jack Welch saying once upon a time. Steve Jobs doesn't start his speeches once upon a time. So there's a grown-up way of saying once upon a time. The way you tell stories as an adult is, in October, it was the last time I was in this room. There were 120 people in the room, and I was having a little conversation with one of the world experts on public speaking. And he said something to me that's had me thinking ever since. He said something to me that changed what I think about what's important in speaking. Now I can pause for about 30 seconds, 2-3 minutes, and you want to know what he said.
Eminem almost cried during Dr. Dre's speech at his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Eminem wasn't just the underdog who broke through the glass ceiling of hip-hop. He shattered that shit. Over 220 million albums sold. 13 number one albums, 10 of which all consecutively debuted at number one, making him the first artist to ever achieve this shit. Grammy Awards, an Emmy, an Oscar. Yeah, making him the best-selling artist of the 2000s. Best-selling hip-hop artist ever. Let me repeat that. The best-selling hip-hop artist ever.
Eminem and Haley's reactions to Dr. Dre's speech were epic.
On that album alone, his alter ego Slim Shady tied me up in the basement. He had sex with his mother, killed his daughter's mother.
You grow, you lose certain homies because it's called closing the gap. This is the gap when we start. This is the gap as you grow. Notice how you grow and they don't. So how do you close the gap? You gotta come back down. When you come back down, you lose. I was getting into it with my girlfriend at the time, and we just kept getting into it, and all of the niggas on Death Row Records was like, man, fuck that bitch. Nigga, you Snoop Dogg. You can have any bitch you want with you. And that nigga Tupac came to me and said, man, fuck what they talking about. That girl love you. You need to marry her. And I listened to what he said, and I married my wife, and like 20-some years later, we still married.
Wow. That all these people talking about an East Coast, West Coast war, they like the Judas was to Jesus. They only here to cause confusion. We here to bring money and to bring change. They here to cause confusion. All these weak rappers, Nas, all these suckers, they battling off of East and West like this is a game. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago, because we've been beat these. It's not a game. We out here trying to help our people make money. We trying to get out of this 3-strike circle they got us in and start getting our papers on. So that's what we doing. By strength in numbers, we coming to the East Coast to prove there is no fear, there is no problem, there ain't nothing but opportunity. And the opportunity is overthrow the government y'all got right now, which is Bad Boy and Nas and all that bullshit, and we will bring a new government here that will feed every person in.
His career was beyond dead. His Gold album had just sold 2K copies first week after being promoted by every Kardashian. He got sued by his former business partner for the Last King's clothing he had. He lost the momentary beef he had with Drake. sued by the producer of his song Molly for not getting paid, was facing a third eviction in the last 2 years from lack of payments for his mansion, having his Lambo and Bentley repossessed, owing a jeweler $200,000, being stuck in a record deal, and much more. His new career was being a recurring character on Kylie Jenner's Snapchat stories. This hurts so many people to watch after having grown up hearing him release countless hits and work even with the likes of Lil Wayne. They just chalked it up to him being done for. That was until he was able to turn all of this around and make the greatest comeback in rap history with just one song that he released independently, and that was Taste. The story of that song is crazy.
People that from my past or like growing up that didn't understand the vision. And then you kind of get used to like, it's not really cutting somebody off, but it's like I'm going a different way.
Get some money, gotta get some money, never hold your hand. Middle finger with the 5-6, tinted windows when we slide stick. Glock out the Draco, no I'm round, nigga with the slime. Shoot a nigga in his spine. Nigga snitch the cut time. 21, we the Fox 5 gang, niggas getting whacked, snitching on mine. Facts. Back it up, 2, 2, 3, gon' make a nigga back it up.
All to lose, we had it all to gain. I know it hurts when you hear my name. There's no sun without rain, no joy without pain. Whoever made souls made ours the same. Distance kills fake love and shows you what's real. I know the deal, I can play heart of steel. Distance seems to make it so much harder to heal. Give me one more night.
They asked the elderly couple one day, "How have you guys been married for so long?" He said, "We come from a generation when something is broken, we don't throw it away, we fix it. When you can be happy in the midst of hardship, then you see the true potential of the mind. When you can't control what's happening, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is. Control what you can control."